like, well, actually, yeah, judging people based off of their character and not the color of their skin is what Martin Luther King said in his "I Have a Dream" speech, and in fact, his daughter is following in his footsteps by saying this: critical race theory is racist. We are all put we are all part of one human race. That's by Alveda King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter. She says this. Critical race theory is racist. We are all put on. We are all part of one human race. And I just want to talk about this a little bit. Martin Luther King Jr. is the ultimate icon of what the civil rights movement is. But because he had some currently right-leaning ideology, he isn't universally accepted by the left. And in fact, their claim is he wasn't progressive enough. His idea of judging people based off their character, not the color of the skin, wasn't enough. We have to have a different set of rules for black people, and a different set of rules for Asian people, different set of rules for white people. And now what we're seeing is this sort of dismissal of the achievements of people
amazing.
who were heroes in the 20th century, like Martin Luther King Jr., are now being dismissed. One I want to throw in there is we were talking about earlier Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee has one of my favorite quotes. He said, "Under the sky and under the heavens, we are but one family. It just so happens that we are different." Hey everyone out there in internet land, we're here to talk about something very important. And I'll just give it to y'all straight. CRT, otherwise known as critical race theory. Those in power seem to want to kidnap our children from us. They think that they can undermine us as parents continually, and critical race theory is one of the biggest national efforts to do so. It's to sum it up. If you guys haven't heard of the 1619 Project, it's basically to teach our children that the United States was actually founded in 1619 on racist principles, like to preserve slavery or something, even if slavery existed in every country on earth in 1619. And it still exists in some countries today, but that's stuff people don't want to talk about. The people who want to teach CRT to our kids want to reinforce the idea that the United States is the most racist country on earth, or among that, while a lot of people don't like to say this, one of the first countries to end slavery. So that doesn't sound very racist to me. But I'll just go ahead and start sharing these. We can comment on these like one at a time. This entire conversation started because actually a friend of mine is got the attention of Fox News, and I just had to share this, and this was really interesting. But this was handed out to students at Oak Middle School in Los Alamitos, California. Parents have been fighting with the board to not adopt, it says adopted, but not adopt critical race theory, but they didn't listen. This is what the kids are being taught. Here is the assignment. Why I'm a racist. And again, these are middle schoolers.
Have you read this already? I read this, man. This is disgusting. I mean, the very bottom, when he, no, man.
Yep. So I'll read the first assignment paragraph. It says, "I am a white American male."
Do you mind if I do it?
Go for it. Yeah.
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 I'm a white American male. I'm married to a beautiful blonde-haired, green-eyed woman and have two amazing blonde-haired, blue-eyed boys. I have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed child who grew up in a blonde-haired, blue-eyed New Jersey. I mean, really, like this is the kind of bullshit nonsense that I don't really understand. Like, what is this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, green-eyed, blue? What the fuck does that matter,
Right.
dude? I know Hispanics with blonde hair and green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
I know them. They're from Jalisco. Seriously.
Right.
They're Jalisco, Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
Like, okay, anyways, I was a blonde haired, blue eyed child who grew up in suburban New Jersey in a solid family with a mother, a father, a brother, and two dogs, and a white picket fence, I'm sure what they wanted to say. I lived a life marked by opportunity and forgiveness, and while I may not have always had much, quote unquote, I have always had the benefit of the doubt. Question: why does Cook begin this article this way?
Huh.
I was raised to treat everyone equally, regardless of race or any other demographic for that matter. And while my town may have been predominantly white, I certainly didn't grow up isolated from other races and cultures. But even with the upbringing and exposure I was blessed with, and you know what's ironic? That they
Mm-hmm.
do this blessed with bullshit. Like when the left is not even religious, they're
Yeah.
anti God.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just pandering. This is just literal propaganda.
Well, I think that they're trying to have subliminally associate religiousness with the actual person who is saying this in this article, which is a white kid.
I have never heard of that until this, but
Hmm.
damn, man. Uh, I'm probably, but even with the upbringing and exposure I was blessed with, I'm probably still a racist. I don't mean racist like a hate-filled bigot who demonizes and devalues the lives of others based on skin color. I mean that I'm uncomfortable with, ignorant of, and distant from racial inequalities that exist in my country. See, the fact that they're even like putting in the word that you're ignorant for
Mm-hmm.
you,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty disgusting. Man. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
speak for yourself. And that's really what comes to the bottom of all of this, I think, Tyler, because it's all about neuroticism. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're just full of themselves. These people. It's what's the word, man? They're just egocentric, really.
Yeah.
Who do they think they are to be like putting themselves in front of the whole world as if like they're like the new blessing? That's,
Mm-hmm.
phew, man.
Yeah.
It is
Taoism.
oh, it is okay for me to admit this. It doesn't make me. It makes me ready for change. This admission took two things: research and honesty. Over the last couple of years, I have read, watched, listened to, and participated in countless discussions on the topic coming from a broad range of sources. Through this process, I was able to realize the aforementioned realities, which is great for me, but for purposes of this post, let's unpack them a little. Question: what is Cook's claim?
Hmm.
So this is for middle school?
In middle school. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
Right.
this must be an advanced prep class, man, because this sounds like more high school.
Totally.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with the transgender classroom visitations, like they belong in the upper grades. If they no, really, like
I agree.
if they want to do that, fine, dude.
Yeah,
But
but don't do
make
it to their
make it
kindergartners.
make it an elective
Yeah.
and make it for the higher grades.
And and,
Simple,
and this is
simple.
something I think I'm getting really tired of hearing about is a lot of stuff is happening without parental consent. And I have a friend who told me he took his child out of school and like moved out of this state of California because of this, but his child, he had like a second grader as a child, and they had that drag queen story time without parental consent. And
Do they always call it the same thing?
I don't know. I've heard a bunch of different things, but
Okay.
it's just like
Well,
you
I just
know,
want to know because if
yeah.
if if they're changing the names, that's important for the country to know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, so that's the other name for it. Let's keep an eye out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, really, that would be literally like a public service announcement for the country. Like, for
Mm-hmm.
all people who are all parents who are not for this,
Mm-hmm.
these are the terms that they use
Yeah. Get a list together.
for real. Because they do the same thing for other industries, for other topics, for other discussions. Anyways, let's finish the really quick.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I live my life day in and day out, and only rarely am I forced to confront these realities. Certainly, the media, social and otherwise, shine a light on the issue. But that is not what I mean. Reading a powerful blog post or an inspiring tweet does not constitute confronting anything.
The fuck kind of tweet is inspiring? Sorry.
But see, the thing is that doesn't the left live on tweeting and
Twitter.
live on showing their pictures of their food and live on showing the pictures of their children on the
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook? I mean, that's what leftists
It seems, yeah.
more or less tend to do.
Yeah.
Really, like
It's all loaded. Everything in this is
it's
loaded.
it's really become a discriminatory society we live
Platform,
in.
yeah. Yep.
No, because everything is now categorized. If you haven't noticed,
Yep.
everybody and everything belongs in its place now, and this is kind of, I think, how the elitists kind of want everything beneath them because it makes it easier for them to control those
Right.
peasants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the kings back in the day had a picture and a full biography of every single peasant that they had in their entire kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we would have evolved 150 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything would have been fast forwarded. So that
Mm-hmm.
is important. And the way that they're mass manipulating not only not only news but straight narrative of topics,
Mm-hmm.
um, and now trying to brainwash the young with this
Mm-hmm.
crap,
Yep.
because this is really what it is. They could give a shit about older people, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cuomo
I,
said
I
16,000 or that I.
they'll die, right, they'll just die off, but they're
Yeah.
more focused on indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's dangerous because you can see it's nefarious, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even feel like reading the rest of this, man. You go
Okay, I'll
ahead.
just take it.
Yeah, man, because it's disgusting.
Yeah, a reading powerful blog post or an inspiring tweet does not constitute confronting anything. What I mean is that when I get pulled over or shop in a store or go for a job interview or meet a new person for the first time, etc., I expect to be judged by who I am.
What? Where's the expectation? Who? You?
Right,
You. So
right.
the person writing this does, but what about
Yeah.
the 99% of the rest of the planet? No. No, because
This is
you're
totally
supposed
ghostwritten,
to
by the
walk
way.
around. Right.
Yeah, this is
What's that?
fake. I'm just saying this is like a fake character they've made up. Like
Yeah, I know.
this
But
is,
but
yeah,
but see, this is what the children are reading, and this is what they're thinking is reality. It's almost
right.
like a child watching television and thinking that's real.
Yeah.
The teachers are doing this to the mid-age kids, and
Yep.
they're thinking this is real because this is done in a very organized kind of um, professional academic platform. You know what I mean? So this is what's going to really mind fuck the 13, 12, 11 year olds, dude,
Yep.
because they're, if you remember, maybe I'm wrong, but at that time I remember where I was just like still stupid, right?
I was
still
just learning the periodic table for the first
still
time.
ignorant. I
Yeah.
was learning how to skateboard. I was
Yeah.
like hockey and Bruce Lee.
Hell yeah.
All I focused on at the time.
Just saying, Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah, I saw you follow him, by the way, man. That's funny. Is he really alive and he's showing podcasts now?
No, no, his daughter. His daughter.
Oh, it's a joke. It's a
Is,
fucking joke.
is
But
might
yeah,
as well. His daughter is awesome. Shannon is doing so good.
nice,
I
dude.
can gush
Nice.
over her and how well she's doing with the foundation.
Sweet, man. What kind of stuff does the foundation do? Just really quick.
Oh yeah, for our audience too. If you have HBO Max, there's a new show called The Warrior, and it's produced by Shannon Lee. It's a script Bruce Lee wrote before he passed, and Shannon took it
What's it
and
called?
pitched it. It's called Warrior, and it's about how the Chinese
Nice, man.
assimilated into the United States in the 1850s in
Oh
San
wow.
Francisco, and it's
Oh
really, really,
wow.
really good. Yeah, yeah, and it feels like you're watching a movie in the 1970s because it was written by Bruce Lee,
Oh,
who
whoa, I gotta see that,
wrote
man.
movies in the 70s. So good shit. Yeah, it's good stuff. And she's doing a lot, doing a lot. She has a weekly podcast too, where she interviews famous people. So
What was her name?
uh,
Shannon?
Shannon Lee, yeah, yeah,
Oh wow,
Shannon
okay.
Lee. Yeah. All right. I'll just run this through the gamut
There
then.
you go. You can just cut that out if you want.
No, I'll leave it. Like it's a good ass show. Everyone should watch it. But last paragraph here, just skip to the end. Yes, I'm a tattooed and bearded, so I'm sure that on occasion someone generalizes about me, but I don't worry about it because I know that once they get to know me, they will move beyond judgments, but I assume that they will eventually get to know me because even with their judgments, they will give me the benefit of the doubt. I live my
What?
life benefiting from other people's glass walls. That is simply not true for people of color. They are forced to confront it every single day, perhaps not in an overly bigoted and hateful way, although I'm sure that happens too, but in the deficit of doubt.
Okay, really fast, just
Yeah.
really fast. Can you please leave that on there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Coming, going back to it, which is right here.
that's freaking unbelievable. Okay, so first of all,
Mm-hmm.
I've been judged my whole life.
Yeah,
I was just gonna snap, man. And
yeah. Gotta
I've
keep it
been
in.
I've been told I'm white. I've been told I'm Hispanic. I've been told I'm Italian. I've been told I'm Greek. I've been told I'm Russian. I've been told I'm Jewish. I've been told I'm Armenian. I've been told I'm Arab. I've been told I'm Muslim, Persian. I've been literally told I'm Australian. I don't know how the heck. Somebody thought I was Filipino in high school, bro.
What the hell?
Get out of here. No,
I'm more
really.
Filipino than you are.
So, wait, now you are.
Yeah.
Well, I would say you're no, never mind. I was gonna say something. Okay, what I was gonna say though is that I mean, not just that though. I've been judged for my chain wallet. I've been judged for my eyebrow piercing. I've been judged for my earrings. I've been judged for my beard. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, my I wear like surfer shades. I've been judged for those. I mean, like,
Yeah. And
bro,
you've been
it
assaulted by police too. Like,
yeah, let's not go there. But yeah,
but that's
the
my
thing,
point. Like,
but the thing is though,
you're
is that
not that. That's not your skin color,
and
according to
that's
this
what,
article.
and this is funny too because like it is so it's so unbelievable. Like there's two things. One, some black guy on the bus a long time ago started going off on me because I was a I was white, but that I didn't look white. And I was like, what the fuck are you on, dude?
Mm.
I literally busted my cell phone out and started recording his ass.
Mm-hmm.
It made no sense to me, man. I don't did I tell you about this, dude?
No, you haven't heard this story.
It was a while ago, man. But I'm not gonna get into it. But
Yeah, tell me later.
I almost I have it all recorded, the whole thing, because I busted my cell phone out and I was just recording him because at first I thought he was retarded, literally, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Are you okay? What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like I was like literally wondering if he was on something, and no, he was just a flat out black racist.
Yeah.
He was so so racist. He was
Mm-hmm.
so racist. He was even on the bus picking people of certain cultures to
Mm-hmm.
ally himself with
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted to he knew how stupid I think he looked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that he got to the point where he was already embarrassed because I
Mm-hmm.
had busted my camera out. I'm like, you're going on my YouTube channel, homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real on my LA Ron Paul one. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, then I'll take my phone and I'll do it to you too." I'm like,
What is
this guy,
this?
he's a fucking retard, and that's what
Yeah.
they all are, man. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, at the end of the day, when you look at these people, the thing, there's two aspects of these people: the critical race theory people, the transgender rights people, the the ones taking over the female athletics.
Yeah.
Uh, Really, it's there's this class of the Karens and
Mm-hmm.
all of the, let's call them, um, I don't want to use the word, Ashkenazis. Oh, I don't know. We'll say that one, okay?
Sure.
Because that
Yeah.
one, no one, the algorithms are not going to pick up that one.
Mm-hmm.
My talk to text feature doesn't even pick up my words, so I, I doubt Google will be able to figure these out.
Rhymes with shoe. Got it.
Yeah, there you go. The shoe, the damn shoes. And anyway, um, now I forgot what I was talking about. I was thrown off topic.
No, no. It's important. What you're saying is that
But
there are certain type of people who do present these this
going back, yeah,
pride
thank
wolf
you.
crap.
Thank you. Okay, so basically, yeah, I mean, the fact that they're trying to put all Anglo-Saxon people in a category, although literally like I would say 50% of Anglo-Saxons are not even a blue-eyed, blonde-haired
Yeah.
white. But the point is that how am I supposed to be now categorized in this group of people who get everything? fuck that. I don't get
Right.
everything. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I've been busting my butt hump since I was like 17, since I lived on my own, since I was
Yeah.
17, homie.
Yeah.
I was still in high school and I was living by myself, dude.
Right.
So fuck these people. I'm white, but I don't get all that shit. Shit, I got punched in the stomach. Not even punched. I got batoned in the stomach by a cop
Right.
because I wouldn't take my necklace off at a roundup. I said, "F yourself, dude." I got this necklace from a family member from another country, and he yanked it off and then hit me in the stomach to get me to sit down. I didn't sit down. That's why they kept hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. And
Mm-hmm.
I was white, and this was in a South Bay.
The Bay of
Well,
Los
no,
Angeles.
I'll put it. I'll be more specific. Hermosa
Okay.
Beach. I
Okay.
used to surf there. I used to party there. We used to go down to
Cool.
Pier Avenue off of PCH and just get drunk and all this good stuff. But in this one time, I saw these cops harassing a homeless man. They arrested him. We went into the bars with my friends. We came out, and then the same pigs were there. And look, and there you go. Look, not only am I white, I'm Hispanic, white, Italian, I'm conservative, and at the same time, I am not a all the way back to blue asshole because there are a lot of fucking asshole blues out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there just are, man.
Yeah.
I have friends who are in the force, friends, good friends, who also can't stand some of their colleagues.
Right.
But there's that blue line thing where they have to. It's not even a choice sometimes, man.
Right.
Because if you recall Christopher Dorner back, what I told you
Uh
about
huh.
10 years ago, he was a police officer out of LAPD who did not abide by that blue line nonsense, and
Mm-hmm.
they went after him and they killed him. So
Yep.
I'm white, I'm Hispanic, I'm conservative, I'm hairy, I'm dark haired. I don't get all of the benefits that these CRT applications and public service announcements and memo of understandings, are relaying. I don't. I don't know how can you vouch for that same thing? I'm sure you. I have
Yeah.
two
I've.
parents too. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure your parents are together. You told me that's
Yeah.
fine, but why be judged by having two parents? That's absurd, man. How
Yeah.
many how many Hispanic families are mother and father? A lot
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
very family oriented.
Yeah. Same with Asians
I
and
was just going to
yeah.
say that Asian
Yeah.
families too, they're very family oriented. So essentially, what CRT, these critical race theory bullshitters, are doing
Mm-hmm.
is they're calling Asians, Hispanics, half the population of whites, all unprivileged.
Potentially. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's
I'm
gonna keep
sorry,
getting
privileged,
privileged.
privileged,
Yeah.
privileged,
Yeah.
privileged,
Yeah. And I think it's
and
gonna
we're
keep
not.
getting worse and worse and
So
worse and worse.
yeah.
We have to draw the line somewhere.
Well,
And
come on, it's not
yeah.
about drawing the line. It's not about retraining, and it's not about man. Honestly, dude, the January uh
Sixth.
no. I was gonna say something else that rhymes with sixth so that they don't do that. But that bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be very careful with my words, but I shouldn't. Uh that was, in fact, the attempt of a certain percentage of people in that group to force our government officials to do the right thing. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
that would have been the right way to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's fucking, if they come after me and knock on my door for me saying that, I don't give a shit. Fine. For me saying that, I'm going to give this to those motherfuckers because I'll be ready for them. All I'm saying, though, is that, no, for real, I'm tired of this
The
nonsense.
cops said peacefully come in, and that's just what
Did
happened.
you see the video? I
Yeah,
mean,
I did. Yeah.
it's not the recent one,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one that just came out. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that they found new video footage of,
Yeah. And the
of
cops
them
were
all talking.
saying, "Come on in, be peaceful," and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then no, not just that, but then also the protesters telling the whole crowd
Yep.
behind the camera, like everybody, like this has got to be done the right way, and blah blah. Like,
Be
bro,
peaceful. Yeah.
that's the. I mean, if they had any kind of like smoking gun, they blew it. That's not that's like the proof in the pudding that there was no systematic worldwide. Uh, they're calling this a 9/11 thing, man.
Joe Biden said it was the worst thing that happened in the
Since Pearl
history
Harbor.
since
Since Pearl Harbor.
I thought it was since the Civil War. which even is worse because then I would say Pearl Harbor wasn't it, and September 11th wasn't it, Waco wasn't it.
Oh, no, no, no. He said this is the worst thing to happen to democracy since
This
John
is
F. Kennedy or something like that, right?
okay. Either way, you're still skipping over a lot of things that happened since then.
That's my point, though. Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
we gotta be more kind of factual when we're doing these things for our audience, I think. But the point is that like that. Yeah, you're right. That's not that's minute in detail. It's the fact that there's literally been like how many years 70
yeah,
60 60 years since, with so many traumatic situations, dude. I mean,
hmm
world altering catastrophic events, and
not
and
yeah.
he's relaying this to that. Like that is so mass manipulative,
Oh,
you
not
know,
just that, but last year, 2020, half the year was filled with riots and entire neighborhoods getting burnt down. Um,
for the
be,
right reason, though. For the right
this ties into
reason.
critical race theory. This is where we're getting to the root of it. Because if
Segway, segway, segway.
oh,
You
well, we don't. Okay, well, I
can
do.
cut that out.
No, no, we don't. We don't have to segue it far. But it is worth mentioning that if our children are forced fed this information of you're a racist because of the color of your skin by actual racists, um, and just to comment on that really quick, like Malcolm X said, and I say this a lot, but I think it's really important for our audience to hear. The most dangerous thing to a white man is, the most dangerous thing to a black man is a white liberal, because he's like a fox.
That's a
You,
great, yeah.
yeah,
And
you trust him, but he's gonna bite you in the back. Um, but about force thing, because this is also kind of relevant. Talking earlier about how our children are being kidnapped by the state, um, and leaked audio superintendent tells teachers CRT isn't optional anymore. If you're not willing, then maybe this isn't the right place for you. Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's media outlet, had this article came out today. Is this today? Oh no, a couple days ago. But for months, teachers from across the country have been reaching out to me, the writer of this article, with more stories about bullying and intimidation in the workplace related to diversity training and radical changes to curriculum. An anonymous teacher in Beaverton, Oregon. For those of you who don't know, Beaverton is neighboring Portland, so it's hyper liberal. Sent me a recording from a Zoom call in which the superintendent clearly implies that teachers who are not ideologically aligned with the administration on its anti-racism agenda, they would not be welcome to continue teaching in the district. And that's all I have to say there. It's that's just this is how stuff like this assignment happens from above. It comes down saying, if you want to keep your job, we got to teach all these kids, all these white kids, that they're racist. If you don't want to do that, then go move to a red area or something like that. And stuff like this has been happening in higher education for a long time, but now it's getting really bad. Um, and I love your background.
sorry
Uh,
about that.
no, it's okay. The blurry works fine. University of Colorado president pushed out for supposed lack of commitment to diversity after establishing millions for race-based initiative. So he is signaling over and over with his own personal money that, hey, I care about every color under the rainbow, and he still ends up being pushed out of his position.
Right, man. I couldn't believe that, man. I could
This,
when I read that
mm-hmm,
article,
mm-hmm,
especially about the fact that Mr. Kennedy like donated his own money,
mm-hmm, not
his
someone
own
else's. Yeah,
money.
yeah, yep,
And then his vice president at least came to his rescue, though. I mean, that's pretty cool. At least he
yeah,
wasn't like kicked out and everyone was just like, yeah, bravo, bye. Like,
mm-hmm,
because sometimes at least one person knows the truth, man. And I don't know
yeah,
if you want to keep this in the video or not, but Mr. Kennedy here, I give him props because honestly, like I felt his same breath of heat when I was the president of my student body in college. Like
mm-hmm,
that was the same exact. The administration wanted to get me out, man, and then they couldn't. I just fought it all the way through. I was like the one president who could and student president who could, And at the end of the year, when it came time for the school to give me my yearly typical student body president scholarship that they give to every student body president every year, those a-holes gave it to some other random ass kid in the
Mm-hmm.
Senate
Mm-hmm.
that had nothing to do with anything
Mm-hmm.
except for just showing up. And I organized rallies. I set up recycling program, a recycling program. I set up. I told you this before, man. I did. So I was really like, I didn't do it for the scholarship, obviously. I
Mm-hmm.
found out about the scholarship like a month before, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, cool, you know. And I found out about it through the financial, the financial committee that we were part of. And then when it came time, I was blown away, dude. The administration, that's what they do, dude. And
Mm-hmm.
to wrap it all up and go back to what I was saying, at least the one person was there to
Mm-hmm.
have Mr. Kennedy's back, the president of that school,
Yeah.
because I had a few people and
Yeah.
they knew the truth.
Yeah.
They were like, what the F? Teachers on my side. I had
Mm-hmm.
like one of my professors who was a former LAPD police officer, and she was like, she quit the force because she was talk about like left bullshit. Like she quit the LAPD because of the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
She straight up is just like, I was done. And then she taught criminal justice at my college, which is cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
dude, like it's crazy that they did this to him, man, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
bad for him. That's really I want to
Yeah.
say is I feel bad for the guy. I wanted to reach out to him actually.
Let's do it.
There's him.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's a few people who've really been suffering, man, lately, dude,
Mm-hmm.
because of what they're doing, man. But like
Right.
really suffering, really
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah.
Like
The
no,
Brett
not
Weinstein
able to get a
story.
job. Like,
Yeah.
huh?
Brett Weinstein hasn't been able to get it. You know the Brett Weinstein story?
No, I haven't heard of him.
Oh, okay. Well, he's in the intellectual dark web, so he's in the like the Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan
Really?
circle.
And he's a Weinstein? That's cool. I'm
Yeah,
gonna check him out now,
or
man.
Weinstein. I forget how it's
I
pronounced,
no
but
no
yeah,
honestly, I love it when I run into Jewish activists for liberty, bro. It's
yeah,
they're out there.
mm-hmm.
Max Blumenthal
Yeah,
from what is that? The Intercept, I think, or
yeah.
no?
Is it Glenn Greenwald?
Glenn Greenwald.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a Jewish last name. I'm not sure if he's is he
Okay.
because he's
But the
gay. So
yeah.
they're opposite. Jay Gooish, a Jay Gooish. That's what I just said. I said a Jay Gooish. That's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. A gooish. That's what we can call him, bro. Those goos. Hey, dude, that's a good one, bro. Those goos.
Yeah. So the Brett Weinstein story is
Brett
relevant.
Weinstein.
Yeah. So he taught at a school. I think it was called Evergreen.
Oh, I've seen this guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. He's cool.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind
His
of. I've
story
heard
is
him. I've heard him do some real bullshit Democrat stuff, though.
yeah, he's a lefty, but he's still in the dark web because he stood up for something, and then
Yeah.
because of him standing up for
No,
something,
I like that.
not against the narrative, he's now ousted. He's on the left personally,
Interesting.
but not accepted by the left because he took a stand against the CRT crap. At Evergreen University, where he taught, they had a day where it's like only people who are black can come to campus. So if you're a white professor, you have to take your you can't come to campus. He said, fuck that. He goes to campus, and literally he was chased off campus by students with like sticks.
Why though? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just groupthink, and it just got dangerous, and he wasn't allowed back on campus. The principal asked him to not return, and he lost his job. His wife taught at the school too, she's a biology professor, and she left too because she's like, "Fuck you guys! You did this to my husband. We're not I'm not going to work here anymore."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but now he has his own podcast and is successful now with it, so he doesn't have to
Good for
necessarily
him.
get a job.
Good for him, man. And
Yeah.
he discussed freedom of speech on college campuses, bro, at the
Mhm.
U.S. House Oversight Committee.
Mhm.
That's fantastic, dude. Because, man, you already know I love FIRE, which is that
Hell
free
yeah.
speech on campus organization. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I literally just told you I was a student body president. So that kind of stuff is right up my alley, man. And I
Mhm.
appreciate that, man. Except for he's a fucking progressive, right?
That's fine. Yeah, and he's a
Yeah.
real progressive though, not one who
Okay.
is just
Okay.
following the CRT stuff.
Okay. Okay.
He's like Noam Chomsky,
See,
like
but
the
see, I don't
yeah.
see anything about his controversy here, though.
It's like Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, it was not accepted by the left, even though he personally considers himself to be left, because he stood up against Bill C-16, which would legally require people to address people by their preferred pronouns,
Did
otherwise you
he
could get time in
really?
jail.
This guy
That's
Weinstein?
no, Jordan Peterson did
Oh,
not.
okay, okay, okay. No, I
But
already know that. I was gonna say they
yeah,
both did it. Damn.
no, but that's what they have in common is they consider themselves to be on the left, but they aren't accepted by the left because they don't
Mm,
bow down to
Roger that.
these ridiculous concepts, this gross overreach of power, and just to kind of get to one of the points I was making here earlier, we're talking about universal acceptance and the value of it. And even in that article we read, he's like, oh, I see everyone is the same color, and I think that's enough. I'm like, well, actually, yeah, judging people based off of their character and not the color of their skin is what Martin Luther King said in his "I Have a Dream" speech. And in fact, his daughter is following in his footsteps by saying this: critical race theory is racist. We are all put. We are all part of one human race. That's by Alveda King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter. She says this. Critical race theory is racist. We are all put on. We are all part of one human race. And I just want to talk about this a little bit. Martin Luther King Jr. is the ultimate icon of what the civil rights movement is. But because he had some currently right-leaning ideology, he isn't universally accepted by the left. And in fact, their claim is he wasn't progressive enough. His idea of judging people based off their character, not the color of their skin, wasn't enough. We have to have a different set of rules for black people, and a different set of rules for Asian people, different set of rules for white people. And now what we're seeing is this sort of dismissal of the achievements of
That's
people
amazing.
who were heroes in the 20th century, like Martin Luther King Jr., are now being dismissed. Um, one I want to throw in there is we were talking about earlier Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee has one of my favorite quotes. He said, "Under the sky and under the heavens, we are but one family. It just so happens that we are different." And that those sort of ideas of that really brought together humanity. One of your heroes too, John Lennon. His song "Imagine" is just imagine a world without religion and this sort of
Yeah.
divisiveness is now being kind of bastardized by people trying to pretend that they really care about uniting humanity. They'll sing that song on their Twitter, but then a second later say, "Oh, you're white, therefore you're racist." And It goes back to Malcolm X, man. The white liberals they're like foxes. They will bite you in the back because they'll push these ideas, and it's a soft bigotry of low expectations. They'll push these ideas that because you are black, you are less able to achieve so much. And the same people presenting these sort of ideas are like in the state of Georgia. Um, oh, you want to require an ID to vote, therefore you must be racist because you don't care about the 0.00001% of people who are unable to get an ID. And it's these tools of political takeover. In the state of California, we talk about this a bunch. State of California, you don't need an ID, and that's how people like fucking Dianne Feinstein and Nancy Pelosi end up in office for 50 years, but not doing shit. San Francisco is a shithole right now because people like Nancy Pelosi don't spend any time in their own district. Just like fucking what's her name, Maxine Waters
Maxine Waters in LA.
in L.A.
Exactly.
Compton
And
is
these
not
are
a
the
safe
two most
neighborhood.
these are the two
Yeah.
most these are two most unbelievably disconnected people from their constituencies, not just in location, but in absolute humanity. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's amazing. Maxine Waters, she's like a typical rich, snobby, totally deaf. Like literally, you noticed that when you speak to some people,
Mm-hmm.
you talk to them and they're thinking of something else, and they're not like there's some people who focus and some people are just like they were not taught manners, I guess, when they were children. Do you feel me? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's like that, where she's just like she's an idiot. Like she's an
Yeah.
idiot. She's totally not on the same wavelength as normal human beings are, man. Nancy Pelosi's the same way. She's like a she's like those creatures in the movie They Live. Like when
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding, dude.
you're
Like when
not
I
wrong.
see Nancy Pelosi, I see
Yeah.
those creatures. When I see Maxine Waters, I see those creatures. When I see Adam Schiff and Jerry
Mm-hmm.
Nadler, I
Mm-hmm.
see those creatures and they
Mm-hmm.
live. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
like not even satirical at all when I say that, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them like that, man. But
Mm-hmm.
uh oh, what's her face from Florida, dude?
Right.
Uh
She got fired by the DNC and then got hired by the Hillary Clinton campaign. That lady.
let's see. Uh Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh my god, that I can't even say that name. And then oh my god, allow me to screen share.
Yeah. I think I am.
Cool.
Yeah. You
This
should be
is
able to do it.
ready for this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh
She's a
my
psychopath.
god.
She's got the.
Oh my god, bro. That's her official portrait.
No one ever told her that you look like the crypt keeper there.
She looks like a reptile. Look at those
Maybe
eyes.
she is a Maybe she's a reptilian.
Bro, look at her. She was the one that helped Clinton cheat in 2016.
She's the one who got her the questions, right? Her and Donna Brazil.
Everything. She gave
Yeah.
her donation. She gave all DNC donations to Hillary instead of
Mm-hmm.
Bernie. She gave
Mm-hmm.
special treatment to Hillary delegates instead of Bernie delegates. It was
Mm-hmm.
crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was all like out in the open, and the
Yeah.
bitch like got fired, and then she's still a Congress
She.
lady.
So it's
She's
important to establish
still a Congress,
she got
and she's in
fired.
the she's a Congress. Hold on, she's a
Yeah.
Congress lady in one of the most liberty friendly states in the entire nation,
Oh yeah.
Florida, dude,
All right.
and she's still there.
Yeah. We got to
That's what I'm
find out.
talking about. So
Well.
going back to Nancy
Yeah.
Pelosi
Mm-hmm.
and Maxine Waters, this is the swamp. These gross, disgusting pieces of vile.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. No,
Beep, beep.
but it's important to establish that this is how shady it has been for a decade in politics in the United States. She got fired by the DNC for leaking information to Hillary Clinton that helped inform her campaign, that got her probably her seat at the ticket for the 2016 election, like won her the primary. And because of the shady business, the DNC fired her. And then Hillary Clinton hired her within a week for her own campaign for
Oh, really?
2016. Yes.
I didn't know that, and I should have known that.
Yeah, that's just, it's how in the open all this bullshit has been. And and then she was also one of them after Hillary Clinton lost the 2016 presidential election. She was one of the people who was most outspoken about the Russia collusion stuff and how Donald Trump benefited from some help from some hackers. And then she was one of the people who continued to say that for the past 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency. And then now, when something similar occurs that is somewhat shady in the electoral variety, you can't say a word of it. Otherwise, you are banned from the likes of certain video streaming platforms.
You you need to look at who's funding them, and the people funding Nancy Pelosi, the people behind Maxine Waters, the people behind Sheila Jackson King. That's or Sheila Jackson from Texas. That's who I was thinking about. These people, they have certain vested interests. Sheila Jackson, I probably wouldn't say has too many Chinese ties, but Nancy Pelosi does. Waters does. You need to just see
Sitwell.
that, huh?
Eric
Tidwell.
Sitwell. Yeah.
That's a great one, Matt. Smallwell,
Smallwell. Yeah, yeah.
or
Smallwell. I can't.
Smallville,
Yeah.
or Smallville, Smallwell, Tidwell, Tittywell. Who cares, man?
Small dick.
That idiot's gone in the next election, bro.